Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money with your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, we're here with episode 560 of Screw the Commute podcast. I'm Tom Antion. I'll be your host as always for all these 560 episodes. So we're here with Joe Libby. Joe is a comic magician and business person, and we're actually going to do a trick on the podcast today. You don't have to see anything, but just be ready for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I hope you didn't miss episode 559. That was Lori Morgan, the red hot copy girl. And she attributes, and it's kind of true, that I kind of got her started in internet marketing many, many years ago. And she saw me at an event and just took off from there. She helps write copy. She helps people. She coaches people to write copy, and with a more feminine flair to it sometimes, if that's what it calls for. So check that out, episode 559. And anytime you want to get to a back episode, you go to screwthecommute.com/ and then the episode number. That was 559. Now, think about this. How would you enjoy it if I sent you a bunch of money? Hopefully, you said you would enjoy that greatly, because if you didn't, then maybe you shouldn't be allowed outside your house with your credit cards. Okay, so you can get that to happen by referring my products and services in our affiliate program. So if you want details, email me at tom@screwthecommute.com, and we'll give you full details on how you can make money referring my products and services. All right, make sure you pick up a copy of our automation ebook. It's saved me millions of keystrokes. We actually figured it out one time, and allows me to ethically steal customers from people that are too slow to get back to people, and just going to cut your workload down like crazy. So grab a copy at screwthecommute.com/automate free. While you're at it, pick up a copy of our podcast app at screwthecommute.com/app. That's APP. And you can put us on your cell phone and tablet and take us with you on the road. Now, we're still in the middle of this great program we got going to help persons with disabilities get scholarships and learn internet and digital marketing. So not only can they legitimately learn from home, they can legitimately be hired from home or start their own business, or both. And so I'm really proud of this program, and we've got 3 people in it so far, and 2 of them are blind, and they're shooting videos better than I do. So I don't know what that says, but it's certainly inspiring. So check that out at imtcva.org/disabilities. Of course, that's in our show notes. Check out the GoFundMe campaign to help these folks, and anything you can contribute is appreciated. And hey, if you're really flush with cash, you could sponsor a person yourself, and really, really change their lives forever. So that's what we got going at the school. Okay, let's get to the main event. Joe Libby is an award-winning entertainer and motivational speaker. He's performed in locations like family backyards. I was in a barn once doing a show, so I can go along with that. The hotel banquet rooms, to the old Soviet Union, which apparently they're trying to make it back to say like it was right now. But he spoke at the Total Success Summit recently in Sydney, Australia, where he shared the stage, or I'm going to turn this around. Arnold Schwarzenegger shared the stage with Joe Libby. I like that better. So Joe, you ready to screw?
I absolutely. Always, Tom, always.
Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. You've been under the weather a little bit with the crazy place you live, dropping 50 degrees in like one day.
I'm telling you, I mean, if you want to see crazy weather, move to San Antonio. That'll do it.
Yeah. Well, we thought us northern people think of Texas, it's like burning hot all the time. Yes.
That'll be in a few weeks when spring comes. Yeah.
Well, at least you had your windmill and solar power to take care of you.
Oh, sure.
So tell everybody what you're doing. Magic is so much fun. It's a lot of practice. I used to do it in my speeches, but it's right. To really be good at it and not do just the same old crappy tricks everybody does. You got to really practice. So tell them about that.
Well, it's something that I've been working on really nearly my entire life. I started when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I what I can't remember is whether I got a magic set first or if I got some of your listeners will remember TV magic cards
Mm-hmm.
that Marshall Brodeen used
Yeah.
to plug on TV, and I might have gotten the TV magic cards first. So I was just fascinated with magic, and eventually I did turn it into a business for a while. I did specialize as a family entertainer, doing shows for birthday parties, which in this area, in the San Antonio area, are a big business, but also working in other venues for corporate events and fairs and festivals and things like that.
So tell us about the business of this. Um, so do you? I guess you charge by the show. Is that how it works? And depending on.
Typically, yeah, typically, you'll charge by the show, and really, one of the things that I learned was that it's best to kind of offer packages. I think probably you do some of the same thing with your business, where you'll offer something and then offer an upsell on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing. Like for a birthday party, you can offer a basic show for X amount of dollars, and then you say, but if you want to include like a magic kit for the birthday child, and if you want to include an extra magic trick for all the kids who are there, well, then that package would be X amount of dollars plus this. So
What if they wanted you to make the kid disappear, like, permanently?
I hadn't gotten that request yet. So
Yeah. But how about corporate functions? Is it a flat fee, or I mean, and there's different types of corporate functions. There's entire shows, right? Or could you do strolling magic at luncheons?
you
What's
do
the options
you say it's the same thing. So you do strolling for at banquets. I kind of focused on like corporate banquets, like award dinners
Mm-hmm.
or Christmas parties, things like that. And so you could offer a show, and then like I say, upsell it with offering strolling entertainment beforehand, so that kind of thing.
And that's easy, right? Because they're all drunk at the cocktail party. Yeah, so you can say, "Here, watch this disappear," and then just stick it in your pocket. Oh, where'd it
they're
go?
they're hard, actually. I thought one of the things that I found was a big hit with everybody would be to give them a simple magic trick that they could do right out of the box. And I don't know, are you familiar with fortune telling fish, Tom?
No, no.
It's the fortune telling fish is great. It's a little cut out of a fish, and when you put it in the palm of somebody's hand, it'll start to wiggle. It may flip over, things like that. And you've got on the envelope, it says, well, if the fish's head wiggles, that means you're in love. If the tail wiggles, that means that you're good at business, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got suggestions for it. It's a cool item that plays with kids, with adults, and with everybody. So
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, and I had an entertainment company, but we just never booked magicians. We booked all kinds of crazy stuff, but we had a nose reader, which
nose reader.
yeah, she was technically a holistic nose reader, and she had written a book on it. But for parties, people would line up and she'd read their nose instead of their palms.
How
It was
cool.
hysterical. I did magic for a while, but like I said, it just the amount of practice to really be good was too much for me. So I really applaud you for
Well,
doing it since you're 7 or 8.
I admire the guys, some of them who are good friends of mine, who are like really good at at sleight of hand and
Mhm.
doing really intricate things with coin. I was never that good, so I always leaned more toward comedy and just trying to find the funny side of tricks, and that's what played well for me. So.
So I understand Arnold Schwarzenegger opened for you. Is that what it was?
Well, that was the Total Success Summit, and that was at the Star Casino in Sydney, Australia. I was very fortunate to be able to go to that. A fellow that who is a good friend of mine named Dean Hankey.
Yeah. Mhm.
Dean
Yeah.
was able. He was the one who facilitated that, and in fact, uh, interesting story was that he was supposed to be one of the speakers at this event too, and then literally the day that we were both supposed to leave to go to Australia, I was leaving from San Antonio, he was leaving from Reno, Nevada. He said something came up and he couldn't go.
Huh.
And so I said, well, I'll hold down the American side. There were actually a couple of other American speakers there as well, but I said, well, went on ahead, and had a great time. And the keynote speaker for the event, the big draw was Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that was very exciting. And I will tell you, he's a good speaker. He's very good on stage. So it was interesting to see that aspect of his personality.
Well, I'm still gonna go with he opened for you.
That's fine. You can do that because actually he did. I was on. It was like a 3-day event, and he was on the second day, and I was on the third day.
Oh,
So
there you
yeah, I
go.
guess
There you go.
technically he did open for me. Yeah.
Now, Dean, is that his real last name? I never ask him that because you magicians use handkerchiefs all the time. I was wondering if that's his real name.
I believe that is his real last name. Yeah, yeah.
I do recall over the years some magicians giving tricks or teaching tricks to like salespeople for icebreakers and things like
Sure.
that. Do you do any of that stuff?
I have done a little bit of that, yeah, and I apologize. I muted myself for a moment. I
Okay,
apologize for
no problem.
that.
I thought
I
you
have
disappeared. You're just doing that trick for
that was yeah. There you
us.
go. I've done a little bit of that, and I have published a couple of ebooks,
Yeah,
which
tell us about the books because they do teach tricks to
they
normal mortals, right?
for normal mortals, and but I think they're also good for instance, for people who are doing Zoom meetings,
Mm-hmm.
or for doing speaking. They're good for icebreakers. So I have one that that is just out, called Presto: Easy Magic for Beginners, and that's exactly what it is. It's just easy magic for beginners of all kinds. And then I've done another one which was themed a little differently, that I call Hot Magic, and this is all tricks and icebreakers that are based around candles, matches, and a little bit of fire.
Wow, I like fire. Yeah,
Yeah.
you need it out there to keep warm.
That's right. That's right. Well, fire always excites people. That's right. As long as you don't set things on fire. So
All right, so we'll tell them where to get the books later. But you said you had a trick that you were going to do on this podcast.
yes, I did. Are you ready to do it?
I'm ready. Didn't you tell me I needed a calculator or
You should
something?
have the like, just open the calculator app on your phone,
Okay.
and so you're going to be basically the ears of the audience while we're doing this. People who are listening to the podcast can follow along if they wish to, and if they don't have their app with them, they can just do it on a pencil and paper.
But they
So
should definitely do this while they're driving, right? Isn't that the
depends on how many hands they have.
Yeah, yeah.
So
All right. Don't do it while you're driving, folks.
don't do it
Please.
while you're driving.
Okay.
That's
All right.
right. Absolutely. But you have the calculator app on your
Yes,
phone open, Tom?
I'm ready.
Good. Okay, great. So here's what I'd like for you to do. You don't need to tell me anything, but I'd just like for you to think of your shoe size. Okay, and let's go with whole sizes.
Okay.
So for instance, if your shoe size is an 11 and a half, you just put in 11.
Got it. You go to
Okay.
the lower number?
Lower or higher,
Okay.
I'll let you decide.
Just a whole
But
number.
just a whole number,
Got
right?
it. Got it.
Okay. So you have that number entered. Now, Tom, you have 2 feet. So multiply that number by 2 and hit equals.
Oh, on this phone here. Okay. So
On the phone. Yeah. Multiply by 2 and hit equals.
got it.
Okay. So now you have a new total, right?
Yeah, it's close to my IQ. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Now, Tom, next step is you have 5 toes on 1 foot. So add 5 to that total and hit equals.
Okay, so that's plus 5.
Plus 5.
Got it.
Hit equals. So you have a new total. Now, you also have 5 toes on your other foot. So this time, multiply that new total by 5. Multiply this time by 5 and hit equals.
Okay.
Okay. Now you have a new total. And of course, you have 10 toes on both feet. So this time, multiply that total by 10 and hit equals.
Okay.
Okay. Now to that new total, add your age in years. So for instance, I'm 58 years old, so I would add 58 to that total and hit equals. So whatever your age is in years, add that and hit equals.
Got it.
Good. So now you have a new total. Now this time, subtract 365 because there are 365 days in a year and hit equals.
Okay.
Okay. And then one last step, this time to that total, add 115 and hit equals.
Got it.
Good. Now, Tom, do you have a 3 or a 4-digit number?
4.
4 digits. So the first 2 digits are your shoe size, and the second 2 digits are your age in years.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. And so, and so the thing is that the people who are listening, if they want to rewind it and listen to it a couple of times.
No, let's do it 10 more times.
Do it 10 more times. but then also that's something they can do for their family and friends. But not only that, this is something that they could do. I've done this to open a meeting, just with everybody doing it, so it could be done potentially during a speech. If everybody has their calculator with them, just have them follow along. So it has a lot of uses that way as an icebreaker.
The only problem is if they were amputee.
Well, yes,
that would mess it up.
That would do it. Yeah.
Yeah. They have more problems than that. But if they were and they're listening, come to my school. I'll get you a scholarship. There you go. So,
there you go.
All right. So that's cool. So with that is that the mentalism or math? What kind of trick would that be called?
I think you could call that kind of you might call that a mathemagic trick.
Mathemagic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's an old trick. I will tell you that it's an old trick. It's out of one of the old books. It's one of those things that's so old that's new.
So in all the shows you've done, anything in particular stand out that was either went super great or super bad?
I will tell you, this wasn't a super bad thing, but it was something that really kind of touched me. There was a family birthday party I did a couple of years ago, and the birthday girl she was actually quite ill. But she, so she really couldn't participate.
Like terminally ill or just sick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember exactly. I think she did have leukemia or something.
Okay.
And but she clearly enjoyed the show, and the family had a great time. And I found out a couple of weeks later, the grandmother contacted me and said that that her granddaughter had passed away, but that they were really happy that they were able to give her such a such a happy event for her last birthday.
Oh,
So
geez.
that was very touching.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That kind of transcends just doing the tricks and making people laugh.
I got it. Yeah, that's oh yeah. So when I had my entertainment company, I would always, if I was anywhere near a hospital, I would stop in and I'd say, "Hey, is there anybody here that doesn't have anybody to visit them, or any of the kids, or
Mhm.
And then I would just stop in and play with them or talk to them. I mean, some people were there and had no family, and so I would
Yeah.
just sit and talk to them. I mean, dressed in the most ridiculous outfits, but I mean, it just meant so much to them. That's for sure.
Right.
So we got to take a brief sponsor break. When we come back, we'll get a an idea of how Joe markets the shows and more of the business end of being in the magic business.
Great.
So, folks, about 24, 25 years ago, I kind of turned the internet marketing guru world on its head, in that people at my level were charging 50 or 100 grand up front to help you and teach you internet and digital stuff. Well, I knew a lot of these people, and they would disappear on you just like magic if you gave them 50 grand up front. So so I said, I'm going to turn this around, and I charged us a much smaller entry fee, and then tied my success to your success. So for me to get my 50,000, you had to net 200,000. Well, people really loved this, and 1,700 students later, it's still going strong. It's the longest running, most successful, most unique internet marketing mentor program ever. You have a immersion trip, of course, when all this pandemic stuff's behind us, to the retreat center here in Virginia Beach. You have a separate trip to shoot videos in our TV studio. You got a scholarship to our school. And I think Joe's a graduate. I can't remember. You did you graduate our school, Joe?
I did.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I thought so. Yeah. So it's the real deal, folks. And also, this is where we're giving the scholarships to help the persons with disabilities that we'd love to have your help on. But anyway, if you like high level training and a high level touch, this is the place to come. Check out greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. Greatinternetmarketingtraining.com gives you all the details, and I'm very accessible. Joe will tell you that. So if you have any questions, just get in touch with me and we'll knock them out. All right, let's get back to the main event. We got Joe Libby here. He's a comic magician and an entertainer and motivational speaker, and been all over the world, plying his trade. So tell us more about the business of this, because yeah, it's a lot of fun, but still, it is a business.
It is a business, and when I first started doing this as a business, I, I'm I was trying to think if I even had a computer right at the beginning, much less the internet. So of course, at that time, you did your advertising in magazines and in the
Hmm.
yellow pages.
Yep.
Of course, the internet changed all of that, and it's a matter of advertising correctly. Having a website that uh, that motivates people to want to contact you, and then of course delivering or even over delivering on the promises you make.
Now, do they pay a deposit, to secure the date?
Typically, yeah. Most of the time they'll pay. Sometimes I'll offer them a small discount if they can pay in full, and
Hmm.
sometimes they can do that. Otherwise, yeah, I'll accept half down and then half when I arrive for the show.
Okay. Okay. Good. And now, did you get paid in rubles when you went to the Soviet Union to help to
that
teach
that
Putin how to make people disappear?
I this was before Putin.
Uh,
I was actually there with a theater group uh, uh, just about a year before the Soviet Union fell. So we were there in 1990, and I was able to. I was in the shows that we were doing, but I also performed a little magic when I could, and also a little bit of ventriloquism. And the funny thing is that even though a lot of the people spoke no English at all, they really responded to the visuals.
Yeah. Now, did you do any ballet while you were there?
I didn't, and I don't think you'd want to see me do that. So
Oh boy. So now where do they find your books and stuff? And also before we even tell them that, uh, if somebody was listening to this and say, that sounds like a blast. I love the idea of magic and magic shows. Where does somebody start? If they didn't start when they were 7, can they still get skills nowadays?
Oh, of course. Absolutely. I'll tell you one thing that people can do is that if they want to start, learning a little bit of magic, whether they want to, build their own show, or whether they just want to have a couple of things to show during meetings or just icebreakers for friends. One thing that they can do is that they can visit my website, and we can put this in the show notes,
Yep.
Tom. If they want to download a free magic trick, something that looks really cool, it's kind of an optical illusion, but is very easy to do, they can go to joelibbyseminars.com/free magic trick.
Okay, and that's JoeLibby, and then it's seminars, plural.
Seminars. Yes, sir. Seminars, plural.
Okay. .com. /
And
what?
Free magic trick.
Free magic trick.
Right.
All right. We'll have that in
Right.
the show notes. All right. And is that now? Where can they find the books?
They can find the books on my website on joelibbyseminars.com. If they are voracious Kindle readers, they can also find the books Hot Magic and Presto on Amazon.
All right.
And yeah.
Great. This is fun. A lot of fun. You can make money doing stuff that makes everybody happy and fun. It's like, when I got out of the bar business, people trying to kill me, basically. The bikers are trying to kill me. So I got into the entertainment business, and not one person hit me with a beer bottle the whole time.
Nobody wants to kill you if you're making them laugh.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So wonderful. Glad you could come on, Joe.
Thanks for having me, Tom. I appreciate it.
Yeah, everybody. So check out Joe Libby. That's Libby, seminars.com/free magic trick. And then check out on the homepage, you can lead you to the Hot Magic book, the Presto book, or if you like to get off Amazon Kindle, they're over there too. So
absolutely.
Sounds good. All right. We'll catch everybody in the next episode. Guess what? Joe and I are disappearing.
Wow.
Bye.